folks, we're here with another Weebaholic podcast. Let's get it. Let's go. Bro, the gang is finally back. It's been too long. Rashawn, say what's up, man. It's been forever since you've been on the channel. Plug your stuff, tell them what's up, all that.
Yeah, it has been a minute. How you guys doing? This is Rashawn from the Rashawn Gas and Anime podcast. You can find me on all your listening platforms just by searching up RGAP Anime Podcast.
Okay. Bet. We'll have all the links in the description below. Before we even get into this episode, which should be very interesting, you can follow us Anime Game Show everywhere for all podcasts and platforms, from Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that great stuff. You can find us on YouTube. Subscribe, guys. We should be at 1K. Do your job. Subscribe, please. Come on. It's been forever. But you can find us on Twitter and TikTok if you like TikTok. I haven't posted on TikTok in forever, but I plan to the next few days. Life's been busy, man. I'm trying to get some reels out. A nigga stressed right now, okay? And you can find Rashed at Isaac.lens if you want all photography pictures. If you're in the DMV area now, you can book him for pictures, all types of things. You can also find him on Twitch. I don't know the gaming situation look like because he's trying to schedule that, get that ready. But you can find him on Twitch if you want to go support at RNC Dark. Did I get it right, Rashed? Did I get it right? RNC Dark?
Yep, you got it.
Okay, bet.
RNC Dark. Yep.
RNC Dark. Okay, bet. Now, can you guys hear me though? First of all, before we get into it, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly.
Okay,
loud and clear. There you go.
Okay, bet. So today we have a banger episode. I'm gonna call this the trial episode, the debate episode. So in the group chat, as we always talking, Rashawn brought an interesting idea. Who is more selfish between Gon and Nartuo? We're not talking about who won a fight, who has a better character development. We are saying who is more selfish. So today, Rashawn will be arguing for why Naruto is more selfish than Gon, and I'll be arguing why I think Gon is more selfish than Naruto. And Rashed will be playing the judge, holding the fort down, trying to maintain the peace, and also giving his opinion of who he thinks is more selfish, and also who he thinks provide a better argument, because you can have a good argument and maybe not necessarily be right to a person. So Rashed will be playing that judge type of role, and me and Rashawn will be debating. So as Rashawn, as the homie who brought this up first, I'll let him make his points first of why he feels how he feels.
All right. Okay, so I brought up the question. So who's basically more selfish? And every time I rewatch Naruto, I feel like I start to think more and more that Naruto was a selfish ass character. And here's a few of my reasons for it. My first reason is I feel like he gave Sasuke a pass no matter what the crime was. First, with leaving the village. This is one of the highest crimes you can commit in any village. But just because he was Naruto fan, so now they gave it a pass, which is fucking bullshit. Another one is attacking nearby lands. It's something in this that I want to use as a different point, so I'm not actually saying exactly, but attacking nearby lands, this is bullshit, and this stuff that Naruto allowed to just happen.
He's special.
Is this from Boruto or from Naruto, right? Is this from Boruto?
This is strictly just Naruto.
Okay, so you're going
Naruto Shippuden right now.
You're going all Naruto or Naruto Ship, or even stuff with Boruto?
I'm going all Naruto to Naruto Shippuden.
Okay. All right.
You got anything you want to rebut my first point, or you?
Oh no. I'll just make it sure, because you gonna say anything from Boruto, I wouldn't know. So I just want to make
okay. Sure. So. Oh, they real cool in Boruto. So
okay.
My second point is Naruto putting multiple people's lives in danger just to save Sasuke, which was just a personal goal, which I never understood, because how many, he was sending Genin basically on a A-rank mission just to save Sasuke, which almost half of them damn near died in this mission. If y'all remember, Chozi almost died from having to take that last food pill.
That is true.
I think Neji was damn near dead, because they damn near had to bring in medics from all over the world trying to bring him back.
Right.
Okay, so you did you want to rebuke this point, or you want to move to a
No,
third
no, no,
one?
no, no. I don't have nothing to
You want
repeat.
me to just do all my points and then?
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool. And then maybe after all of our points, we can rebuttal and then like get towards the end. So get everything out. Get everything out.
Okay. For my third one, I'm gonna go to, he didn't really take the time to understand people's feelings. It was either his way or the highway. Which I'm thinking, my first one is he never took the time to ask Sasuke why he was really, what his hatred was in. He never really understood what he was angry at Itachi until Itachi came to play. He never tried to understand, especially when Sasuke gave one of the most epic monologues ever to why he wanted to join why he wanted to be in the group and to gain strength. So basically, I'm just here so I can take out a certain man. Nobody was like, oh, what do you mean? Like that. And then another one is him asking the Raikage to forgive Sasuke even though he killed his brother. I don't even understand how you do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like how can you literally tell somebody, like, I know my friend killed your brother, but can you just pretend it didn't happen? Like, what? Like, okay.
Right.
But for number 4, this is something I noticed after rewatching it. It was basically, he took over Team 10's mission to avenge their master after he got killed. So just so he can feel like he was getting closer to Sasuke in power.
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, and my 5th point, I know this is probably gonna be the most debatable one. I believe he's the reason why Jiraiya had to die against Pain. Why? Because he wanted to go and try to go save Sasuke with Kakashi and all the rest of those missions while this was happening. I believe if Naruto was still in the village, he would have took Naruto.
That makes sense. Okay.
That's my 5th point, and that was my last point.
Okay. All right. So that's all your points before I go. I just want to make sure.
That's all my points for right now.
Okay.
You might say something that triggers something else.
Okay. I think I'm not gonna rebuttal yet. I'm just provide my points. I think like just off the simple, I mean, I guess this could be very service level stuff like that. You could say God wanted to adventure, but the first point, I mean, Gon's sole mission was to like go find his father. And while Naruto, you could say, wanted to be Hokage, which means he wanted to have power. Like the power he wanted was to be accepted by other people because he was always shunned, and he wanted everybody to feel inclusive because he was the black sheep of the village. He was like, he at the age of 12, 11, he was getting ostracized. I mean, at every flashback you see in Naruto.
Or you could just say he wanted to be a Hokage because he's saying that it was a position that people respected.
Yeah. So like people want to respect him.
So that would be low key selfish.
I don't think it's selfish because because if it would be selfish if I said I don't give a fuck about them. Like if it's I think it's more selfish to say I don't care what people think about me than I was saying I want people to accept me because I'm being selfless. Like why? Because in the end of the day, like he didn't need people to accept him to keep living. That's just anybody. Like you don't need people to keep accepting you for live. So I think it's a little more selfish. And I think he was more selfish.
I don't know. That's a debatable.
I think he's more selfish because his goal was to always make people feel inclusive, like feel included like him. Like he did, and what you said was right. He did put a lot of people at risk for Sasuke, but in the day, Sasuke was a different person, and it might have been a little bit of selfishness because he put people's lives on risk, but he still was trying to bring another person back that wasn't him. Just off the fact that he sacrificed himself, his pride, his integrity as the Jinchuriki, one of the stronger ones in the world, and he put his life, and he would beg and plead like the Raikage at the Kage summit and be like, please don't let him go. Please. Like you could say that was selfish in the sense of he killed your brother, but he also was begging for Sasuke back because he knew Sasuke didn't have that nurture. Like he didn't have the love or whatever. And he felt like
but that's you're basically saying that it was okay to give him the pass. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in the sense of like to say that he's selfish. I would say
that is selfish though.
but he's still sacrificing himself for another person. Is he not?
What in that instincts?
No, just the whole bringing back another. If I'm risking my life and risking everybody's life, that is selfish to them, but it's still a selfless act to that person. Like they can be mutually exclusive. They can be mutually exclusive. They don't have to be the same thing. Because
you can. I guess you could kind of use that same argument for a villain.
Yeah, you could, because villains do the same thing. Like with the My Villain Academy arc, right? We saw that Shigaraki was saying that he wants to blow everything up, but he was saying for the group, like he'll save what they want to save. So I mean, to who Naruto cares about, like there's definitely hierarchies of who people care about, and there was a hierarchy, but I don't think that's selfish. I just think that's kind of human nature. Like there's a hierarchy of how you care about people.
But how can for someone who never had friends in his whole childhood, basically met him and Sakura Sasuke, their friendship about the same long. How come he's down there willing to give up everything for Sasuke?
Because he felt like
for a friendship that wasn't even that long. Because I think was it like 3 missions maybe?
Because he felt like Sakura didn't need what Sasuke needed. And that was shown. Sakura came from a 2-parent household. She, like you made this point, she was more developed in her ninja fighting tactics than Naruto was.
They were similar.
No,
you said no. I remember.
I made the point that in the beginning of Shippuden, Sakura was more developed than Naruto. Yes.
Right.
Okay. No, but this is in ninja fighting. I'm not understanding. That's what I'm saying. How's this going towards what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, that Sakura didn't need the type of affection, pull, whatever that Sasuke needed, because Sasuke was far gone. Like by the time he had got his curse mark in Naruto, he was gone. Like his main thing was revenge, and Naruto felt like I need to bring him back, because everybody Sasuke was the only person he couldn't talk no jutsu. The whole series, he was the only every villain he talked no jutsu. Sasuke was the one person he couldn't do it, so he wrote Neji. Do you remember Neji was a big stepping stool in the way? He talked no jutsu with him. Gaara, big like
yes, but see the thing about the other people he no talk no jutsu is their situations were a little bit more similar. Him and Sasuke's situation is he damn near never really understood Sasuke's situation, but he always wanted him to like forget it and come back to the village.
Right. Because he didn't want Sasuke to go down a path of evil, because you're right. He didn't understand the magnitude of like, okay, the Uchihas have been oppressed for years and years and years.
And even when he did learn that shit, he didn't give a fuck.
No, you're right. And I'm saying that in a sense of like, okay, for the years and years of not understanding the oppression of that was going on, because nobody in Leave did, because the elders were scumbags who held up from everybody. So nobody knew. He didn't understand that, but he did understand the loneliness of being an orphan and not having anybody. And while Sasuke,
he didn't understand that. Naruto didn't understand what like being an orphan. I think you might want to retract that one.
You said Naruto didn't understand what was being an orphan like?
Didn't you just say that?
No, I said that he did. I said that he did.
I thought you said he didn't.
No, like he did. Like they both. While Sasuke was more praised than him growing up because he was a child prodigy. By the time of the age of 8, I think, or 7, whenever Itachi killed the whole family, the whole clan, Shise, they both were going through the same thing. And the mistake, while Sasuke was getting love from the girls and the teachers did revere him, they both at one point in like throughout the whole series felt lonely because they didn't have that family or whatever, or Sasuke was taken away from them, and then Naruto never had it. So they both understood the loneliness or whatever. So that's the only rebuttal I had, because I didn't even like get to like what I thought, whatever my main point for Gon is.
Okay.
I would say, like I said, Gon's main mission for real was to seek out his father, which could be, you could say surface level, like he could say that he wanted to go and seek the adventure, and he wanted to go out and explore the world because he was trapped in a isolated area, raised by his auntie, right? Yeah, his aunt. Yeah, I think his aunt, his mom, whatever, one of aunt, mom, whatever, I forgot. Say that like that was more about him growing up into a young man or whatever. He was like 12. But just off the fact that he went to go search for his father, that was his only thing. that's just like, and it's not a bad selfish. It's not like being selfish isn't like the worst thing ever. But just off that, that was his mission: finding my dad, finding
I don't
my
know.
father. That was his whole thing: finding Jen, whatever, Jen.
I
That
I
was his
feel like that wouldn't be really selfish if you coming from the mindset of he doesn't even know who his dad is.
yeah, but
And a
that
lot of people go through like
but
that.
that's an act for yourself. So just even in the definition, that's selfish, and it's being selfish just isn't a bad thing. That's I think nobody's saying that, but if it's for
I'm not
yourself,
saying that. I'm just
yeah.
trying to rebut your point. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's all. That's all I'm saying. Like that was just a selfish act in the sense of you're doing that for yourself. Like nothing else really mattered. Well, he did want to have a good adventure. I would
Well,
say
then
that makes
like
sense. So I was
wouldn't Naruto wanting to be Hokage be
no,
a
because
selfish
Hokage
act?
is serving. You're serving people. Being a
But it's
Hokage is
still
serving.
a one personal goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it'll be a personal goal, but the Hokage's purpose is to serve the Leaf Village. Like that's what you're doing, and to be accepted by people because Hokage is a role. If the people don't like you, you can't be the Hokage. Unless you're gonna just oppress everybody like Madara and just like put everybody in infinite Tsukiyomi, then yeah. But like he wanted people to like him. He didn't want to.
But what about like okay, the things that take to get to Gon's dad? I mean, he still had to become a hunter and all of this shit.
No, right.
When
No.
that like equate to the same, like I don't know.
Right, no. I'm just saying that just off the fact there are two different things. Me finding my going and find his father doesn't do anything for other people. So just in that sense alone, it is selfish.
Okay.
While Naruto going to the Hokage, it protects people, it gives people the comfort. Like look what Naruto did after becoming the Hokage. For the 10 to 15 year period between Naruto, the end of Shippuden, and Boruto, there was peace. There was peace in the war. Like they had became allies with different nations. They had like basically formed a United Nations. So there was no more of that like early on Naruto how people were setting they killed the third Hokage. They were all allies now because of Naruto and Gaara coming together. So you're serving other people.
But how much of that was like Naruto becoming Hokage or Naruto being the strongest person and Naruto?
No, him doing that definitely like is a part. Like him becoming like damn, he's a reincarnation. He's an alien, like basically. So him part doing that does become like part of that. But like still, that's selfless in the fact that he had many opportunities where he could have gone rogue. Like he had every right to be like, bro, I could have joined the Ambu, or I could, or not Ambu, the Akatsuki, because I don't fuck with the way they're treating me. I don't do like they're exercising me. They're doing this, they're doing that. But he stayed on. Look, yes, he was very idealistic, and he did put a lot of people at risk for Sasuke, which I wasn't even talking about this at this point because like I agree with you or whatever. But
Oh, my fault. I can't. You haven't let you finish your points. My fault.
No, you're good. I just was trying to like we're talking about this, so just get everything. So like I said, him becoming Hokage, well, like it was some selfish deeds. Like I wouldn't say he's the most like holiness person out here. I would say that like any type of role of serving somebody is still your I couldn't call you completely selfish. I couldn't say somebody who also role was just trying to.
So can a politician be selfish?
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Then I guess a Hokage can too.
No, for sure. They're not mutually exclusive. You can be both. But I would say that me going to find my father doesn't do anything for you. Me becoming your leader, if me becoming your leader and I have decent to good intentions because he was a good Hokage. That serves you. That serves you.
See, you go into like you become the Hokage and that's going to a good thing. But like say he found his father and then something within that helps him become a good leader too. Like I don't.
But did like Gon ever become a leader of anything? Like did he become a leader? I'm asking because I never read the manga, so like if you did, have you ever?
I've never read the manga either, but I mean he pretty much was the leader of Killua for like the longest.
Yeah, and
are we not gonna say Killua wasn't following him?
I have to say this. I just want to include this. I mean, in tandem to what you just said, after a while, the
me or
roles
Rashawn?
switched.
Me or Rashawn?
Rashawn. After a while, like Killua did follow Gon, but Gon would also follow Killua. And at some point during the Chimera arc,
that's when it switched in the Chimera arc. That's when kind of
it kind of switched. I just want to say it kind of switches, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, no, facts. Then I would say this might you could say this might not have a point, whatever. The selfish.
Or you can say he was the leader when they was on the what was that, on the boat?
In the boat. What, like when they were going to the hunter exam or whatever?
Yeah. When
Yeah,
they
no,
had to do all the little missions
here's
and
the
stuff.
thing. Here's the thing. I don't think Ghana's completely just completely a selfish. Like he's like, these are characters as humans. Like they both can have both. They both can do the same thing, being selfish, selfless. Like I think Ghana does have some like non-selfish moments. A lot of them actually. I just think that I didn't even get to my next point, but just off all this.
Yeah, you can go ahead. My fault.
I was also gonna say that in the sense of how he treats people and stuff like that, how he deals with things, I think is a little more like selfish in the sense of so like when it comes to like Kurapika or when Killua kills people, right? Killua he didn't really have any remorse or whatever, right? Like he was like, because he understood that Killua could handle killing. But if I do remember, because I did some research or whatever, when they were in York New, he was adamant to stop Kurapika because he understood that Kurapika, he was like, I don't want revenge and stuff like that because Kurapika couldn't deal with it. So we already know Gon is a psychopath. I think we all like agree on that and stuff like that. Like especially towards the end of Kamena and arc.
As for clarification, what instincts you talking about with Kurapika?
Like when he was about to go, remember when he brought the shovel to the guy or something like that, or like the whole York War, I would say.
When he was fighting the
Phantom
the
Troop.
ants.
No, the Phantom Troop. The Phantom Troop. Because remember, Kurapika wasn't in that arc or whatever. He was wherever he was.
He was trying to get revenge.
Yeah, he felt bad for Kurapika and stuff like that because he knew that wasn't Kurapika's character. He was like, "Yo, we shouldn't be doing this, da 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 da." But for Killua, when Killua kills, he doesn't even blink an eye. And the reason why I brought this up, right, is because if he felt that way about everybody, I wouldn't even bring this up because it would just be like, oh yeah, he's just a psychopath without knowing. But he's a psychopath, he's aware. And the reason why I say he's aware is because he understands that if Killua kills, it doesn't matter. Like it's for his good. But also if he understands that he understands that killing isn't good for certain people, but he also understands that Killua can kill because like that's just who he is. And the reason I brought up and comparing to Naruto is I honestly remember and feel like Naruto tried to save everybody. Like he legit talked to everybody trying to bring them in, and it almost killed everybody. And you could say that also.
I don't know, because
you could also say that Naruto does have rage moments, of course. Like
I have an instance where his literal words caused the death of another character to bring one back.
Which one? Like
Gaara?
Gaara
to Granny Chiyo.
Mm-hmm. I think
his words caused Granny Chiyo to die.
Granny sacrifices. I think she sacrificed herself for real. I really think
Naruto don't give the no talk, no jutsu speech. She don't do that.
Mm-hmm. And again, that's another act of being selfless.
How is it selfless? How is that selfless? But then what Gon was doing wasn't. I don't understand
because you're bringing somebody back. There's a hierarchy of caring about people, right? Naruto.
So it's okay to care more about one person than another?
Yes.
That's not selfish within that.
It is selfish to the person that doesn't matter. Yeah. But to the person that matters and to move the story forward, no, that wasn't selfish. You're helping bring back the Kazekage, who was a very important person to the story. So
now let's go back to what you said about Gon. You said you didn't like how Gon didn't like how he didn't like Killua killing people because it wasn't part of his character.
No, he didn't like Kurapika,
but he was okay with Killua.
Yes.
How is that different than what we're talking about with the Naruto thing?
Because Killua. Okay, the reason why I said it is different is because let me get my thoughts together. Okay, so with Killua killing people, he knows it's fucked up. He knows that it's messed up, and he understands that he's killing people, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care that he's killing people.
I got a question. Did Killua kill anybody that he shouldn't have killed? Like, did he kill any innocent people or something?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so
I don't think so.
That's kind of important.
But
he didn't care that Killua was killing.
Wait, Kurapika. He also told my bad, but he also told Kurapika not to kill the Phantom Troop. And I wouldn't say they're evil, but they were antagonists. Like whatever. Like they were in the way because I don't think Gon and Killua are necessary.
Did he know who the Phantom Troop was at the time when he said that?
Yes, yeah. This was like in their car ride, like going back and forth and stuff like that, like going back and forth and all that shit. Like when they were going to like the auction house, I guess, when both the Zodiacs got brought in, something like that, against Corlo, which was an epic fight.
And this is after they had kidnapped him, and he still told Killua not to go after them.
Yeah, basically. Well, no, he told Kurapika not to because Kurapika's heart couldn't handle it. He knew Kurapika wasn't that type of person, and the reason why I would say that or whatever that Gon.
But wouldn't that be like you looking out for somebody though?
No. In that sense, for Kurapika, yes, but I think Killua it was more selfish because like he's selfish with Killua because
well, sorry.
Wouldn't it be selfish if he told Killua not to kill people?
Hold on, let Rashed get it.
I don't need to cut you off, but I think the reason why Gon didn't want Kurapika killing them was mainly because that he was willing to go so far for his revenge that he was willing to sacrifice his life just to kill him.
Yeah,
okay. So he was more
because of the heart seal, right? The heart, of the heart thing, right? Yeah. I forgot. But keep going, Rashawn. My bad.
No, what does that do to your point? Like,
no. I was just saying, like you were saying something, so that's why I was like, oh, like keep going. I don't want to. I want everybody to get like.
I can't remember what I was about to say because it like as soon as he said that I was like, yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just adding that in to add some clarification if it was needed.
And I feel like that helps out with the situation that Gon's helping. Oh, we about to run out of time anyway.
Bro, I know. Wait, can you see it?
Yeah, 9:49.
I know most people can't see it or whatever. So
yeah, I was gonna say because I can't see it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how you see it. All right, let me see. Do I have any more closing points? Because I don't think this is something we should like have to come back to type shit. And another reason why I brought this up was because like this is like my last closing point in the Kamena Ant arc or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like we saw how much him changing pushed away Killua and how the fact that he didn't like I think adjust to that or whatever. But you could say Naruto did that. You could say that like he pushed away some friends. I could be forgetting the story or remembering wrong. But I do think in the fact that you had Killua, who was your ride or die, and I said in our episode, I don't think they stopped becoming friends, but I do think he pushed him way off the fact that he was changing and he wasn't necessarily aware of that or trying to fix that. And Killua was his best friend. And I don't think they stopped being friends, but their friendship definitely changed like a lot. I don't know. I think Jake said in the manga, they don't even like really fuck with each other anymore. I don't know if that's like true because I haven't read it, but I do think he did push Gon away or Killua away in the sense of how much he was changing. And then I do bring that back to the point of how at the end of the day, while finding his dad could have done good for somebody else, maybe he, like you said, Rashawn said, do become a leader, is the fact that his goal was to find his father. I don't think nowhere in I guess in the Kamena Ant arc, he did like defeating all the ants. That does save the world, which is saving people. But I also do think he had his personal vendetta again with P2 and stuff like that. But you could say Naruto had his vendetta with Pain and shit like that. So I guess you could say equal out. But that's why for me, I think Gon is like by a decent amount more selfish than Naruto. But you know, these are all great points, stuff like that. So that's my final statement.
So your last point is he like.
My final statement was basically in the sense that like the person who was his ride or die and adapted to all the change because of how inept he was to see that how he changed and how he was affecting Killua was his best friend and how much he put on the line and stuff, and especially in the last arc, that I think he was selfish and that he pushed away like the person that mattered the most to him. So that's why for me, I think, and also the goal literally like just off the service level of at the end of the day, he was just trying to find his father. And I don't think that does any good for anybody. So like besides himself, which is a fine.
Okay. The only thing I have about that would I be is Killua was always along for the ride. It was never like he forced him onto the ride. The switch and dynamic was basically I feel like that switch is basically because of what's his name dying and him taking Kite dying, and him basically seeing him as his father figure, and him wanting to get revenge for basically that. So that's how I would, that would basically turn into revenge. That was like kind of like a revenge angle, which I can understand. Like I wouldn't understand like what part would be like the selfish part I get is him like taking Killua back to the Korean arc to fight to try to get Kite. I can understand that, but I don't know like their friendship being messed up, because I mean he literally brought Gon back. And I would say why they probably not hanging out right now is because I mean Killua's story's still going and Gon doesn't have an end. What are they going to talk about?
Right. No, that makes sense. Do you have any like final statements on like why Naruto is more like your? Because I know you was addressing my point, but any Naruto like more selfish reasons?
No, not the top of my head. No.
Okay. All right, Rashed, you have 5 minutes to give your synopsis, analyze the debate, and who do you feel like brought the best points. This is all on you, brother. I am going.
Okay, well, first thing I want to say is, truthfully, I liked the what was the point? Oh God. But pretty much the stuff about how everything Naruto did for Sasuke was completely selfish, which was very odd to me because first going through the show, I never looked at it like that. I just saw Naruto as a person who really cared for him. And when Chris was mentioning about the levels of how much you care, or how Granny Cho pretty much was sacrificed to bring Gara back after he got the tail bees ripped out of him or whatever. After all that happened, like I could, like Chris's point towards that was pretty much just saying that. Oh wow, my bad. Excuse me.
You're good.
Was pretty much that everyone has different factors of who they care about and how much they care about this person more than other people. So Granny Cho's life being disappeared, well, being sacrificed. Of course, Naruto didn't want that to happen, but to save someone that he cares more about and knows more of, and understands their pain.
Was damn near 100.
Huh?
Granny Chiyo was old as hell. Like,
why are you interrupting his thing? That is bullshit.
But
I didn't like how it sounded, how it was going.
But I think all the points was great. I think, like, I completely understand how I can actually see why you could see Naruto being as selfish. Between each of their goals, Gon's goal is more selfish than Naruto's goal, because as Chris was saying, I also feel that way, that Hokage position is like being the mayor of a city. You're not there for yourself. You're literally slaving and working for other people, making sure other people can go home at night and not have to worry about any city issue. Like, oh, the city's doing this. There's something wrong with the city. This needs to be fixed. That needs to be handled. This neighborhood needs to be. There's stuff going on in this neighborhood. That's a bad neighborhood. His job is to fix their needs and worries, and make sure it's not existent. His job is literally to protect their well-being in that village. So, and it was. I mean, I kind of just want to mention this. I feel like it was kind of selfish that in the beginning that the only reason why he wanted to be Hokage was for recognition, and in his own way, it's selfless. But if you think about it, it's a personal goal where he wanted attention, and that's to me that's kind of selfish. He just wanted some.
We have a minute left, so like
2-minute warning.
Yeah, I'm not trying to rush you, but like I want to at least get an outro in, you know.
Yeah, that's completely fine. So pretty much, I'm more in the side that Naruto is actually more selfish because I feel like from what Rashawn has said, I feel like he's shed a light and showed me a different point of view on some of the things Naruto did. And most of the things Gon did, there is a lot of selfish things he has done from what you were saying, Chris, but I feel like some of those kind of don't outweigh some of the selfish points that Rashawn mentioned that
Okay.
Naruto expressed.
1 minute warning. Okay. We're going to text about this, so it doesn't matter. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Rashawn is the winner. So, congrats, my boy. You guys comment. You guys comment. Let us know who you think is more selfish, Gon or Naruto. Naruto.
And if you have any points we didn't say, list them below.
Please do. Go follow Rashawn on his podcast at RGAP2, all podcasting platforms, and his Instagram RGAP2. We'll put that link down in the description. Go follow Rashid at IG.lens photography page. Go follow his Twitch at RNC Dark. Go remember follow us, Anime Again Show, all podcasting platforms, from Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. Anime Again Show on Instagram, Anime Again Show on Twitter, Anime Again Show on TikTok if you're on TikTok, because we're young. We be on there, bro. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a blast debating. And again, comment. Who do you think is more selfish? Put all the reasonings below, please. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay easy, stay safe, and we are out. Peace.